Many young successors taking over their family businesses are facing a tough structural problem. They usually have decades of history in their local markets, stable retail networks, and massive purchasing volumes. However, their core supply chains have long relied on importing from Europe or the US. In recent years, with manufacturing, labor, and logistics costs staying high in the West, their overall import expenses have remained at a peak, which directly squeezes their actual profit margins. Meanwhile, competitors in the consumer market have already optimized their supply chains by sourcing from China or finding contract manufacturers, gaining a clear cost advantage and making the family business's products lose out on retail pricing. To protect their market share and cash flow, replacing expensive Western supply chains with Chinese OEMs has become a strategy these successors must push forward. But during this cross-border supply chain shift, companies usually run into 5 very specific practical roadblocks. First is a blind spot regarding true pricing and quality data. In the early planning stages, what successors lack most is objective market data. They have no way of knowing the actual bottom-line factory price for their specific product categories in China. To justify the move to their management teams, they desperately need hard evidence showing exactly how much of a price drop Chinese factories can offer without compromising the strict quality standards, material specs, and manufacturing processes they're used to in the West. Because they lack local sourcing experience and business networks in China, they simply have no channels to get a real market assessment. Second is operational paralysis during the startup phase. Even if the company has plenty of purchasing funds ready and a clear transfer strategy, successors still don't know where to start because they are completely unfamiliar with the Chinese market. China's manufacturing industry is massive. The distribution of industrial clusters across provinces is complex, and the rules of doing business vary wildly. They don't know who to contact first, let alone where to verify real supplier information. Since the initial bulk orders involve huge amounts of money, one wrong first step due to inexperience can lead to high trial and error costs, tying up massive funds and even directly threatening the family business's day-to-day operations. Third is the risk involving remote cross-border quality control and family brand reputation. Once actual production begins, the geographical distance of thousands of miles becomes the biggest hidden danger. Successors generally worry that Chinese factories will often provide perfect initial confirmation samples, but then severe quality drops, like substituting cheaper materials or cutting corners, might happen during the mass production of tens of thousands of units. Limited by their overseas location and time zones, they can't physically go to the production line to monitor every step or run final pre-shipment inspections. Their biggest fear is that once defective, substandard products hit the local market, it will instantly destroy the trust and reputation the family brand has built with consumers over decades. Fourth is the crisis of cross-cultural technical communication, factory screening, and intellectual property leaks. There are objective differences in industrial standards between the West and China, so accurately translating original design details and tolerance requirements to Chinese engineers is a major challenge. The slightest cultural or linguistic misunderstanding can result in manufactured products that don't match the specs. At the same time, faced with a sea of online information, it's hard for companies to tell who the real source factories with actual production lines are, and who are just middlemen making a markup. Moreover, when companies send core technical drawings to potential factories for quotes, they face huge IP risks. These trade secrets might not get legal protection and could even be leaked directly to competitors or sold secretly by the factories. Fifth is the deadlock of extremely high time costs, and the allocation of management resources. In actual execution, if this cross-border coordination task is handed over to regular employees, the project often fails because employees lack the business owner's relentless attention to detail and sense of responsibility. But if the successors step in themselves, their personal time costs become immeasurable. This is because many core business negotiations, on-site factory audits, and sudden production emergencies can only be properly resolved by flying to the site in China. The hassle of applying for cross-border visas, the long travel times, and the massive differences in living habits make it impossible for business owners to spend huge amounts of time on-site at Chinese factories. To break this operational deadlock and solve on-site problems at a lower overall cost, companies must outsource these complex execution tasks to a professional, local Chinese service agency. Cantonmade is a service agency specifically dedicated to providing Chinese supply chain optimization and management for overseas companies. For companies lacking local market data, Cantonmade can dive deep into major manufacturing hubs to do on-the-ground research, figuring out the true bottom-line factory prices and corresponding quality levels for specific product categories. During the actual project implementation phase, Cantonmade acts as the company's permanent execution team in China. We take over the entire closed-loop supply chain, accurately matching you with capable source factories, overcoming language and industrial standard barriers to precisely communicate your custom OEM needs, building a legal firewall to protect your IP, and running strict on-site quality inspections at every key production milestone on behalf of the business owner. Shifting high-cost Western supply chains to China is a necessary step for family businesses to rebuild their price advantage and protect their market share. Choosing a professional, local team in China not only ensures product quality and brand reputation remain foolproof, but also completely frees up the business owner's expensive time. If your company is facing the challenge of a supply chain transition, feel free to reach out to the Cantonmade team to get an in-depth Chinese market pricing assessment and a customized execution plan for your specific product category.